Not many people get to say they were once dead and live to tell about it. For me, it started out as a normal day during the summer before college. Everything had been exciting. The idea that I would be pursuing my dreams in a couple of short months was unthinkable, yet it meant I would be away from home. Scary, yes, but still exciting. I was going to be moving deep into the city for my studies, so I spent every day relaxing and doing things I love. My boyfriend, let's call him Brad for now, and I loved going to the beach, so we had done so that day and were then heading home. It had been getting late and the sun had begun to set. I had been staring out the window, watching the sky turning all sorts of colors. To go with our summer dream, my boyfriend had our personalized summer playlist blasting through the car speakers, windows open to let in the cool ocean breeze. Everything felt perfect. Then Brad's phone buzzed while we were on the highway. I did not think much about it when he picked it up and looked at who texted. We have both done it 1,000 times before, so I was not worried. He told me the text was part of an important group message from work as he began to respond. I trusted his ability to drive safe, even while texting. He has done it before, so why would now be different? Brad looked back and forth from the road to his phone, partially in his lap. I was kind of curious and leaned over to glance at what was going on. He liked to jump on the chance to rag on coworkers, so maybe it was more work gossip. I didn't get to see too much before a blaring horn sounded out. Before I knew it, there was a massive semi-truck in front of us. Their lights were blinding. That's when I shut my eyes, terrified. The next thing I remember was sounds. My heart felt like it was pounding in my head, but perhaps there was a chance I was okay. Sirens were all around me, and I felt like I was being carried, but I did not want to open my eyes. I felt like I was drifting between being awake and asleep, like when you're super tired. The sounds cut off when what sounded like doors shut, so I cracked an eye open. I was in an ambulance, but I could not move my head from where I saw Brad. He was lying in a stretcher next to me. His eyes were closed and looked horribly beaten up. Brad's face had plenty of bruises and scratches, and I wanted to cry seeing him like that. I wanted to do something to help him, but I could not move. I could not feel my arms to reach out to him with. Anything I tried to do felt useless. I kept blacking out, so I do not remember most of the actual trip. Soon we were rushed to what I can assume was a hospital. Again, I do not fully remember the trip there. My senses were flooded with the panicked sounds. People were running back and forth, shouting instructions, while someone wheeled me around on my stretcher. Before I knew it, I heard doors swing open in front of me. The room was silent. I remember cracking an eye open and seeing a surgeon above me, holding a mask to go over my nose and mouth. I vaguely remember him telling me that everything was going to be okay. They would not let anything bad happen to me. That's when they placed the mask on my face, and I fell fast asleep. While I was under, I felt as if I was somewhere else other than the hospital. It was so weird. I was with my mom and dad during one of our vacations. When I was 12, we took a family trip to a national park across the country. It had been the trip where a bear came and searched our unattended backpacks. He stole a bunch of candy bars and water bottles. My dad was so shocked, but it made for a fun story to tell. Then I had been with my best friend on our first day of high school. It felt like ages ago, honestly. I remember feeling scared because I was going into such a big school. There was so many people, but she helped me through. I made so many more supportive friends thanks to her. I kept getting flooded with these good memories from my life, from times of change and comfort. It felt like simple peace, but I knew all they were was memories, events that had already happened. Eventually, I began to wake up. Everything ached and was throbbing. I felt something around my neck, and I was surrounded by balloons and flowers in a hospital room. I heard my mother talking to my dad, even though I could not see him. They were just outside of my sight. I called out to her, and she rushed into my view. She looked as if she was going to cry. She told my dad to call for a nurse as she sat with me and told me what happened. Apparently, while the doctors were operating on me, I had been declared clinically dead for 3 full minutes before they revived me. This means that my heart had stopped beating for 3 complete minutes. It was not enough to cause major damage, but it was still a scare. The doctors did not know if I would survive, even after I had been placed into the recovery room. I had broken many bones, a rib nearly piercing my lungs. Needless to say, I would not be going anywhere anytime soon. As awful as all that sounds, it was a miracle that I was not dead. Brad was not as lucky. My mom told me that he had passed away while we were in the ambulance. He had no chance of revival. I was now incapacitated. My boyfriend was dead, and I came close to the same grave. I had blamed myself for so long afterwards because I felt as if it was my fault that he was gone. I pray my story teaches you that no text is worth your life. Drive safe. Do not text and drive. If you enjoyed my story, don't forget to smash that like button and share it with a friend who needs to see this. Also, check out our other stories and subscribe for more. See you next time.